All right, so the price of gold and silver have been on an absolute tear lately, but there is a huge difference in what's going on between gold and silver in this current market. And that first and foremost thing is the difference between gold and silver is gold is being covered way more than the price of silver is. Now, I do understand that gold is hitting all-time high after all-time high, and that is absolutely newsworthy. If you look at this chart right now, you can see that silver is sitting at just $32 an ounce, which is nowhere near its all-time high. Gold is sitting at around $2,670 an ounce, which is yet basically another all-time high. So with that in mind, I guess it makes sense why gold is being covered more than silver. But what I wanted to do in today's video is talk about silver, because even my channel, which is named Silver Seeker, which focuses on silver, silver is in fact my favorite precious metal. Even my channel has covered gold quite heavily lately. But silver should not be ignored. Now, keep in mind before I say this is that, one, this is not a hype channel. I am not here to create FOMO around silver. I talk all the time about making responsible decisions when it comes to investing, whether it's in silver, which I don't even call investing, but rather I call saving or stacking. Whenever you're putting your money, whenever you're putting your savings, whenever you're putting your wealth into anything, whether it be the stock market or gold or silver, it should always be done with logic and not with emotion. A lot of people use emotion to make their decisions on investing. They use their emotion to make their decisions on stacking. And you should do, and I understand it's nearly impossible to completely remove emotion from the equation because it's a very emotional thing. But you should do your absolute best to always take a step back and think about it logically and give yourself time to think on it, and don't just jump in head first every time you see some hype article that says, oh my God, silver's going to 50. If you don't buy it now, you're not going to have your next chance. So we are going to talk about that today. I also want to talk about this opinion piece that I just read on Kitco. And this piece is by David Erfel, or David Earthly. I apologize if I pronounced the name incorrectly, but the title of it is, and we're not going to read the entire article. I will put a link for this article in the description below. But it says, with gold at all-time highs, silver remains cheap. And he starts off by saying, while the gold price has rallied from a 13-year cup and handle breakout at 2,100 in March to post 38 separate all-time daily closing highs. And that's a huge thing to think about. That's the reason that gold is getting all this hype, is that it has, since March, 38 separate all-time daily highs. It's closed out at a new high 38 times. And that is exactly why you are seeing gold hit those news cycles. It's hitting mainstream media because silver, where is silver? Think about it. Silver has not hit one single all-time high since 2011. It has not hit a single all-time high. Here's gold hitting them basically every single week, every single day. So what is going on? Well, we're going to talk about this article a little bit. I'm not going to quote the article. I'm just going to give you what I'm thinking, what my thoughts are after reading it. Think about this. Gold and silver are sitting right now at around 83 to 1. That's the value. It would take around 83 ounces of silver to get to 1 ounce of gold just on spot value, just on what it's trading for on the COMEX. There is, roughly 19 times more silver in Earth's crust than there is gold, yet it's trading for 83 to 1. In fact, right now, modern silver output is only 8 times greater than that of gold, yet it's trading 83 to 1, over 10 times the difference. Now look at it from another side. Think about this. Silver, right? Silver is way, way more in demand in industry. Green energy products. We can talk about EVs and solar panels and so many other things. Modern electronics, everything uses silver these days. And while you can say, oh, well, it's only a little bit of silver here and a little bit of silver there, there are billions of people on this planet. You think that silver doesn't add up, you got another thing coming. And it is in way more demand than gold. So if it's only currently being mined at 8 times that of gold, if it only exists around 19 times that of gold, why is it trading for 83 to 1 when it has greater industrial demand? Well, my opinion here is, and we're not going to get into conspiracy theories on the channel, or we're not going to get into a deep dive into manipulation, but I think that industry needs the price of silver to remain cheap. It can't go too high. Think about that. I mean, yeah, it might just be a little bit of a bump in cost, but you can read articles on companies cutting the dumbest things that only end up costing them like a quarter per unit, and they'll cut it anyway to save millions of dollars. So imagine if silver goes, from 32 to 50, or imagine if it gets up to that 19 to 1 with gold. I think at 19 to 1 with gold, it would need to be around $140 an ounce. So think about that. If it got to that 19 to 1, Earth's crust ratio with gold to silver, and if it gets to $140 an ounce, that's going to be a significant cost for industrial demand, and they don't want that to happen. So my thought is, and kind of coming to this conclusion in my head, and again, this is all opinion, it is certainly not financial advice, and I've said many times on this channel, I'll say it again, I could be wrong. We could wake up Monday morning and silver's $5 an ounce. I don't know. I don't predict the price of silver, but I do think that right now, even with silver sitting at 32, I think our opportunity is still here. I think silver is still well priced. I think it's still undervalued because I do think that demand is going to come to a head. A good example is, I've been reading a lot of articles on this new battery technology called solid state batteries. As many of you know, I actually drive an EV, and no, I don't drive it to save the environment. I drive it because I enjoy driving it. But I own an EV, and I read articles about this new battery technology, and from what I'm hearing, and keep in mind this is all speculation, I have not seen any actual statistics or specs, but from all the articles that I've read, these new solid state batteries, if you have a 1,000 cell battery, each cell is going to contain about 1 gram of silver. 1 gram of silver doesn't seem like much, but if it were 1 gram of silver in 1,000 cells per battery, that is 1 kilo per car. That is a lot of money. And if silver were to hit, say, that 19 to 1 with gold, if silver were to get to $140 an ounce, well, that would make, what would that do? That would make a kilogram of silver around $4,500. So $4,500 of the cost of your vehicle would just be the silver for the battery. So I can see where industry is going to want to keep the price of silver low, because otherwise it will make a lot of this technology unaffordable. It will be unaffordium. It will be unobtainium, as many people say, if it gets too high. So I'm not saying that I'm okay with it. I'm not saying that I support that. I'm just saying that that may very well be why silver is being suppressed. That may very well be why the price of silver is so low, if it is being suppressed to stay low. Now, the other argument, of course, can be that gold is overpriced. I'm sure many of you have already commented, if you're still watching this far into the video, that, well, Seeker, it's not that silver is underpriced, it's that gold is overpriced. So what would need to happen to gold to get the $32 an ounce, 19 to 1 with silver? Well, $32 times 19 is $608. Do you really think gold's going to get to $608 again? I don't. And again, I don't predict spot price, but I would very confidently feel comfortable betting a significant amount of money that gold will never get anywhere close to $600 an ounce again. So for silver and gold to get to that 19 to 1 Earth's crust gold to silver ratio, silver's going to have to continue to decrease in value. And here's the thing. I think that it will. I think that while they are able to keep the price of silver down to a level that they want it at, I don't think that's going to last forever. I do think that eventually they will not be able to suppress the price of silver, and it will see its natural, real value. And those that are stacking gold and silver especially, I think they're going to be very, very happy one day. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I could be wrong. We could wake up tomorrow and silver could go to $20 an ounce. Unfortunately, there is no way to know what it's truly going to do on a day-to-day basis. So make sure that you're making smart financial investments. Make sure that you seek real financial advice from a real licensed provider. Don't just listen to some talking head on YouTube. Yes, myself included. All right, guys. Well, that's really all I had to say on this topic today. I hope you enjoyed listening to the Silver Seeker podcast. I do these every once in a while. You don't have to actually stare at the screen. You can just minimize it and listen in the background. If you like videos like this, if you like videos where I call coin shops to check prices, give you real market data, please do me a favor. Don't forget to subscribe and help us get to 200,000 subscribers. All right, so we will see you in the very next video, and have a great rest of your day.